Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how I healed from HOCD. I'm telling you, this is the way to heal. It is backed up by pretty much all the professionals who talk about HOCD. I want you to heal, so please check out this video. I hope it helps. Lovely people, it's so good to see you. Thanks for being here and joining Not Defining. This is where we talk about sexuality, gender, self-confidence, mental health, and everything in between, delving into those topics so that you can get the answers that you need. So we're talking about HOCD again today because it's a really important topic. It's something I've suffered from. I know a lot of you have been writing in about it. I love you all. I hope you're keeping well. If any of you don't know, HOCD is obsessive compulsive disorder, where the obsessions and the compulsions are about the nature of your sexuality. Okay, sometimes it's called sexual orientation OCD. If you want to check out more information, then check out my other videos where I go into detail about it in general. Today I'm sharing how I genuinely recovered from this awful condition. Okay, first of all, I am not a psychiatrist. I cannot diagnose. I'm not a therapist, so please make sure you're getting professional support. Okay, with OCD, generally the way to heal is to accept. Okay, the way to heal is to accept. OCD at its base is a fear, right? It's an anxiety disorder. Yeah, anxiety it's a fear. Your body and your brain is in fight or flight. So you are afraid that something terrible is going to happen to you if it somehow turns out that you have feelings towards the same sex, or somehow people are going to know that you are gay, or people are going to know that you have thoughts about whatever, or you can't understand your sexuality. Basically, you are terrified of your sexuality in some way. Okay? So what happens is that we try to do all of these compulsions, and by the way, for those of you who aren't aware, compulsively writing in to people on the internet, asking questions and seeking for them to give you the answer as to whether you're gay or straight, or whether you really have HOCD or you don't, or whether you're in denial or not. That is a common compulsion. Okay? So if you're suffering, please write in. I will always reply to you, okay? So you've got someone to talk to. But it is a compulsion. I'm not going to give you the answer. This is the answer, so listen up. In order to get rid of fear, we must confront it. In order to conquer your fear, you must face it. That goes for any fear, and OCD is no different. So at the moment, your compulsions and your obsessions are a form of running away from the fear. You know, for example, you're like, oh, I might be gay, so I'm going to constantly write into people on the internet and ask them if I've got OCD or if I'm in denial or what's going on, and you know, why don't I like the opposite sex anymore, like what's happening, blah blah blah. And you obsess and you obsess and you obsess, and your brain is basically trying to occupy time so that it doesn't have to think about the possibility that you might be gay. being gay or whatever it is that you're fearing about your sexuality is the ultimate fear. We fear our true selves. We don't trust our true selves. We've lost trust. Okay, we've lost trust in ourselves. Whatever it is, you don't trust that your true authentic self as you are is what is right for you. Okay? And it is a fundamental fact of life that who you are inside, what you are inside, the way that you are, just how you are, is the happiest, most perfect, most strongest version of yourself. You have to stop running away from that. So if you are worried that you have thoughts about the same sex, what I want you to do is probably the hardest thing that you will ever do in your life. Instead of trying to think about the opposite sex, instead of trying to get it out of your mind, instead of trying to fix it or find an answer, I want you to say, I accept my same-sex attractions. I love my same-sex attractions. I enjoy my same-sex attractions. I give myself permission to have same-sex attractions. If I like a guy or a girl, that's okay. It's just a natural part of me. I'm allowed to enjoy pleasure. And I can still be with the opposite sex, can still be with my partner. We have to accept our whole sexuality, okay? Because when we block off a part of our sexuality, we're actually blocking off a part of us, and we're blocking off a part of our sexiness. We tend to think in this society, because of the way that we talk about gender, that being gay and being straight are two separate things. They're not. They're actually not. Take it from me as a pansexual person, they're not. Men and women aren't actually that different. If you ask any scientist, they will tell you that sex is not a binary, it's a spectrum. We're all just human beings with different physical traits and emotional traits. Okay, very difficult to get your head around that, I know, but it's true. And we need to understand it, because what is happening is that you have had a natural thought, or you felt like you might have a natural thought towards somebody with a different body or a different energy. Now, in society, we call that person a man or a woman or the same sex. But actually, just because you have that thought, it in no way negates you from having thoughts about people of the different sex. In no way at all does it preclude you from having a heterosexual connection as well. Like, literally not. But what happens is that we have heterosexual attraction, and then we have a homosexual thought, or a thought about a thought, and we go, because I've had that negates me now from ever having that again. And it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, because we think about this homosexual thought, we then lose our sense of our own confidence in our own gender. So for a man, we have a thought about a man, we think, I'm gay, I'm not good enough anymore. I can't have sex with women, I'm not attractive, or, and then you worry about it. You worry and you worry and worry and worry, you worry, and you start blocking off this whole part of yourself. Actually, what we need to do is we need to accept that part of yourself. So you're a man, so you had some thoughts about men. Fab, that's great, that's sexy, that's normal. Honestly, as many as 1 in 2 people are somewhere on the bi spectrum. If you want to look at the research, I'll post it in the comments. Like, honestly, we are all a bit bisexual, or at least we're all capable of bisexuality. So the fact that you have had, or that you've thought you might have some same-sex attraction doesn't make a difference. But it does start to make a difference when you make it a difference, because you start defining as someone who is ineligible to be with the opposite sex. That's nonsense. When I accepted my same-sex attractions and my kind of more feminine traits, my sex life, my connection, my relationships, my self-confidence, my sexuality as a whole, with my wife, in myself, my confidence just absolutely skyrocketed, because men and women aren't that different. So if you're accepting and loving those connections, which are really just maybe a connection for someone who's a bit more dominant, maybe a connection for someone who's a bit more delicate, maybe a connection for someone who has a different energy, or a different type of body, or a different role, or a different, whatever. When you accept and nurture and love and feel confident in that part of you, then you're going to accept, nurture, love, and feel confident in you. And that's the most attractive thing in the world. And you're going to be attracted to yourself. And that is actually what attraction is all about. It's about saying, I feel good in myself. Look at me. I'm a fantastic, sexy man. And then you connect with someone else who actually finds you attractive. And you go, yeah, I am attractive. Come and get me. And you connect. It's about feeling confident and attractive in yourself. And so you must accept and love your attractions, because if you don't, you're going to create a huge resistance inside you. You're going to become depressed, and it can lead to some very, very serious mental health consequences. So if you want to hear more, check out my other videos on HOCD. If you want some help or you want to chat, if this is relevant to you, then please write in the comments. I'm always responding. Share this video so that we can get it out to more people who need it. There's a lot of people who need this. Please take it easy. Do something nice for yourself today, and I wish you all the best. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.